Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS soaps, both the young and the restless, and the bold and the beautiful. And this is your bold and the beautiful recap for August 24th. And we got to talk a little bit about the fact that Brooke is still trying to lay down the law when it comes to Douglas. We have Deacon unsuccessfully getting rid of Sheila out of his house. And then the family have a Forrester dinner. So before we jump into this, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel to receive our updates, and please don't forget to like and share. So let's talk about this. So we got this whole situation with Deacon and Sheila, and as much as he was hoping this was a nightmare, unfortunately, he woke up to reality once again that Sheila Carter is back from the dead and back in his apartment. And I guess he wanted to drink Sheila out of his head because he woke up pouring himself a drink. So later on, we see Sheila trying to play a good roommate by making sure he has breakfast and, making sure everything is good around there. But he's not buying it. He wants her gone. He says pretty much as, hey, I appreciate what you're doing, but you know what? I'm going to need you to leave. And she's like, but no, I'm not. And why would you want me to leave? You need me. I want to be here to help you. We can make this a beneficial union. And he's like, why did you even come back here? You should be long gone, cross the border somewhere and, living your life. And, she's like, no, my son and my grandson is here. And he's like, do you actually think that Steffy and Finn are going to let you anywhere near them or their son? And she's like, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm not going to give up on my son and my grandson. And I mean, at this point, he's like, you know what? I don't know what you're going to do, but you need to get out. And so she was pretty much like, yeah, well, let me tell you something slick. Don't try to play any sneaky little games, because if you do, not only would you get yourself and me in trouble, but you're going down with me, because yes, you're right. You're harboring a fugitive and I'm not supposed to be here, and you knew about it all the time. So guess what, sweetheart? You are stuck with me. And of course, he couldn't say anything to that because he knows that she is absolutely true. Yeah, Deacon, you're stuck in a little bit of a pickle, and yeah, she kind of got you stuck between a rock and a hard place. So now we're over at Hope's. It's the next day. Douglas is not home, and sure enough, Brooke wanted to make sure of it that Douglas was back at Hope's place. Well, Hope hasn't heard anything yet. Now, I don't know what she's worried about, but, Brooke is making this thing way bigger than what it is. And he's supposed to be at home. This is a war that's happening. Steffy and Taylor is trying to keep Douglas away from you. That is their nephew, their grandson, Thomas's son. Brooke, get over it. Your daughter Hope can't have everything her way. And for you to make it like, oh no, he needs to come home no matter what. Seriously, Brooke? You are way out of line with this one. So she asked, now Hope decided to make that phone call. She has a conversation trying to figure out the status of what's going on with Douglas. Thomas says, he's over here watching the Dodgers game. Let him chill out for a minute. Well, I thought he was coming home. Well, he's having a good time. Plus, we planning on having a family dinner. So everything is all good. And you know what? I'll bring him home. I'll talk to you later. And he hung up. He didn't, give her a chance to respond. And of course, she seemed pretty shocked by that. I'm like, first of all, you don't have sole custody. You have joint custody. And you know that the time was going to come for Douglas to come and live with his father. You know this. So while Brooke was complaining about Steffy being worried about them, Steffy is getting her swerve on with her husband. Brooke is far away from Steffi's mind because she got Finn on her mind. Taylor pops in. She thought something was going on, and they was like, oh, no, because she was like, I'll be back. But, she's just happy to see that her daughter is now with a man who is 110% into her, outside of all of the drama that's been happening with Liam in the past. Look like those days are far behind us at this point, but they're happy. Speaking of happiness is Douglas. Now, Douglas is over the moon excited about the fact that he get to spend a lot of time with his dad, and he get to see his great-grandfather and his grandfather, and he's happy about the fact that he may get a chance to spend more time over at the Forrester mansion. Even Eric is wondering whether or not Thomas is going to make this a little bit more permanent and whether he wants to live at the mansion. And Thomas did confirm that, yeah, I want to stay here for a while. And of course, Eric and Ridge are over the moon excited about this. So now it looks like it's time for the family dinner. Everybody's dressed really, really nice. And you know what? I honestly like the scene that happened amongst this family. I mean, Donna's not there. She's out shopping with Pam, but she's going to be back for the dinner. But just the mere fact that Douglas is feeling a lot more unified with his actual blood family per se. And then of course we see Steffi, Taylor, Finn, the kids come on over, Kelly, and then Hayes. And it's just one big old party. Everybody looks so nice. But I will say in this particular scene, we got to see Taylor trying to make sure that her grandson is having a great time with her father. And, she's ecstatic about that because, of course, the ultimate goal is to get Douglas to have more custody time with Douglas. Get Thomas to have more custody time with Douglas. But the moments here between Ridge and Taylor in this episode, I actually like them together, even though I didn't like the fact that they've been waddling, Ridge been waddling back and forth. But being that, Krista Allen is on set, she does a really good job of really bringing that energy that, as Ridge said in this episode, he is so happy. And she's excited of, the fact that he is happy in this moment. She was like, really? You're happy? Wow, surprised by that. They were joking. But they really got good on-screen chemistry with each other. So, if you're going to put somebody together with Ridge, at this point, I'll say, let's try this Taylor that we have. So then we see Eric really happy about the fact that Finn is back in his granddaughter's life, and that, she was able to find a man who really, really, truly loves her. And of course, Steffi got to come over there and get a little smooch from her husband. So there was a toast, and Ridge was toasting to the Forrester family and how happy they were to have Finn back. And it was a pretty great moment that everybody had. And the fact that they can bring Douglas into the fold as well. And again, the chemistry was on point for these two. It was now time for Steffi to now have a little bit of a tribute to her husband, and how she almost lost him, and she was glad that he was back into her life, and she don't want to ever lose him again. So, it was pretty nice. I really enjoyed this particular scene between the two of them. But overall, it was a great family dinner, to say the least. If Brooke there, she would be seething right now because the Forresters were having way too much fun. Then we did see, I guess, Hope feeling some kind of way about having Douglas with his father, that she had to call her father to let him know that I haven't talked to you and I'm just checking in, and I haven't been just disregarding you. It's just a lot been going on. And Deacon was like, yeah, I had a lot going on over here too, unexpectedly, which was Sheila Carter. But I would say at this point, Deacon is going to, I don't know how he's going to deal with this. All I can say is with both situations, there's a fight on their hands. You know, this fight between Thomas and Hope over Douglas and the Forrester family as well, and Brooke. And then also Deacon fighting to try to get Sheila out of his life, out of his house, and out of his bed. So we will see how it all unfolds. Okay, so there you have it. That is your bold and the beautiful recap for Wednesday, August 24th, 2022. Let's get the conversation started down in the comments section. What did you think about today's episode? And if you haven't seen the Young and the Restless recap, it has already been updated to this channel for today. So until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye.